All right. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Brother Gadal Gabar Yahweh with service of Yahweh Yahweh Shah branch out here in Wisconsin. First, I'm going to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harach, Kodash. All praise to Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the elder apostle, elder bishops of Great Millstone, Sturry Well. Peace and blessings to hopeful elect. Shalom, shalom. So as you see, the title is "Don't Be a Stumbling Block," right? And I got some precepts that I spurred up, all right, because we gotta be spotless when we come to our people as well. We gotta make sure we um doing the things that accompany salvation, right? Because we can't be portraying to be something on camera and then off camera we're not, and we can't be trying to teach if we got a beam in our own eye, or trying to lead or be leaders or become leaders, for better words, and we got something that we need to fix, right? So this is just a real quick exhortation to brothers out there to don't be a stumbling block to another brother, or don't be a stumbling block to a hopeful elect member, right? Be exactly what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua told you to be, right? This first and foremost, including myself, and the like-minded Akim out there. All right, so we're gonna get straight into it, right? Because we can be a stumbling block to our people if we, how can I say it? If we're not actually looking at how Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wanted us to maneuver on this side in the spirit, right? We can be a stumbling block to our people. We can cause our people to go astray by the things we say, or by the way we move and groove on the side, if it's contrary to the Lord or if it's not, right? It's certain aspects that righteous fruit of the Lord is supposed to be acting on the side, right? They're supposed to be really not moldy, right? For better words, not contaminated, right? In the spirit, I'm talking about this in the spirit now. So don't quote me from verbatim. But we're going to get straight into it, you know what I'm saying? So don't be a stumbling block to your brothers and sisters, but be what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wants you to be, right? For your the hopeful elect. So let's get on 1 Corinthians 8, and let's start at verse 7. But not everyone knows this truth. This is from the Good News translation. But not everyone knows this truth. Some people have been so used to idols. So you got a lot of our people that's just been Hellenized, been stuck on idols, right? That to this day, when they eat such food, they still think of it as food that belongs to an idol, right? I mean, their spirit is still soaking up all this idolatry, still soaking up their Jesus, still soaking up the Christmas and the paganism, right? Their conscience is weak, and they feel they are defiled by the food, right? Even though they know something is off about it, they still do it. Our people still do it. Verse 8. Food, however, will not improve our relation with Yahweh. We shall not lose anything if we do not eat, nor shall we gain anything if we do eat. Be careful, however, and this is to the point, right? Be careful, however, not to let your freedom of action make those who are weak in the faith fall into sin. So we got to be moving and grooving a certain way on this side. We can't be on camera. We're like, oh yeah, man, the Lord said this, the Lord said that, and then a sheep come up out of nowhere, a hopeful elect member, and you eating pork or something, right? That'll be totally contrary to how the Lord wanted us to be, right? Right, yeah, and that'll make the that hopeful elect member like, oh, he's eating pork, and he said, "Hey, man, of the Lord, hey, I can do it too," and that's off. That's off in the spirit, right? Let me keep going. Verse 10. Suppose a person whose conscience is weak in this matter, weak in the truth, or just came to truth, beginner, a novice, right? In this matter, sees you who have so-called knowledge, and they see you spoke have the words of the Lord, the wisdom of the Lord, right? To a certain degree. Eating in the temple of an idol. They seen you worship an idol. Right? They seen you worshiping an idol. Worshiping Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, birthdays, mother and father, whatever they see you doing it, right? This can make their faith even weaker, and when their faith is already not strong, because they just not they barely know about the truth, right? Or they just not came into this truth. So we got to be make sure we being let me see, how can I say it, similar to an anchor that, you know what I'm saying, that the ships throw into the ocean, right? To make sure the ship don't move or float off, right, by the waves, right? But that's how we got to be in this truth for brothers and sisters. We got to be that anchor for the hopeful elect, brothers and sisters. Let me rephrase that. We got to be that anchor that that's actually is not unmovable and instead strong in the faith, man. Like showing and being examples of how humble we supposed to be, how to take rebuke and come back stronger, how to push harder for Yahweh Shem Yahushua, etc., man. Right? So we got to make sure that we walking like we talking, man. Let me keep going. Verse 11. It's like it. Let me keep going. Temple of an idol. Will not this encourage him to eat food offered to idols? Well, so would not you being sinning encourage the one that just came into the truth to do the same sin that you doing? Because he don't know no better, but you do, right? So we can't be stumbling blocks to our brothers and sisters, right? The elected brothers and sisters. On verse 11. And so this weak person, your brother for whom Mashiach died, will perish because of your knowledge, because of your carnality and not your spirituality. Right? Your carnality because you was worshiping idols, and that's of the flesh. Right? Let me keep going. And in this way, you will be sinning against Mashiach by sinning against other saints and wounding their weak conscience. All right? Because you leading them astray. And then they're going to start sinning and thinking it's okay. All right? So then if food makes a believer sin, I will never eat meat again, so as not to make a believer fall into sin. So it's basically spiritually saying, hey man, if it's something abominable, don't eat it. You're supposed to be walking and talking a messenger of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. You're supposed to be telling the hopeful elect that here, don't eat pork, don't eat shellfish, don't eat these abominable foods, the Lord said. So don't be saying it and then turn around, contradict yourself, be a hypocrite, and be like, and they catch you, because you never know who's watching. They end up catching you eating swine or shellfish or something abominable, right? And then they end up remembering you. You know, that's going to be like horrible. That'll be horrible in the spirit, you know, to be a hypocrite, to be that that hearer but not that doer, right? To be that stumbling block, right? That'll be horrible, to be a stumbling block to our people. So let's get Matthew 7. Matthew 7. So we got to cast out that beam out of our own eye first, man. We got to make sure our garments ain't got ketchup on it. Got to make sure our garments ain't got spilled juice on it or whatever, right? We got to make sure our garments are spick and span, man, and neat, right? Clean. All right, this is Matthew 7. Let's start at verse 3. Why then do you look at the speck in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the log in your own eye? So we gotta be walking like we talking, man. We can't be basically being stumbling blocks to our brother and not living the truth of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because then we'll be hypocrites. Then we'll be vipers, wolves in sheep clothing, right? We gotta be walking in the aspect of Yahweh Shah always, thumb yard, man, right? So we gotta always self-examine, for better words, self-examine, so that we don't turn into stumbling blocks for brothers and sisters, so we don't bug out and the Lord take the spirit from us and we start tripping out, right? How dare you say to your brother, please let me take that speck out of your eye when you have a log in your own eye? So how dare us say, oh, this is the way of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, being contrary to it, right? So how dare us say a brother got something, that brother sinning or a sister sinning, right? But really we the ones breaking the law, statutes, commandments, right? How dare I say that? Right? That's why we can't be stumbling blocks to brothers and sisters. We supposed to be top flight, for better words, on point. All right. And things about rebuke is just correction for you to grow, but also that's another thing about stumbling blocks. Some brothers can't take rebuke and correction. Some brothers it's a stumbling block for brothers. It's a stumbling block for brothers to get corrected or get reassured something that they was doing was off, right? It's a stumbling block for brothers in this truth like that. It's a lot. That's not the only stumbling blocks. A lot of stumbling blocks. Women can be stumbling blocks for brothers. Learning can be stumbling blocks for brothers. Watching too many documentaries on Esau Edom can be a stumbling block when you sitting back. For instance, like the elders say, the Illuminati, the Bilderberg, the Skull and Bones. We start to get all into that, right? It can end up being a stumbling block to you because then your mind is a shift from being on Yahweh Shem Yahushua, then a shift to being on conspiracy theories and secret societies and all type of crazy stuff, man. So we always got to be making sure we ain't being stumbling blocks to ourselves and to the hopeful elect out there, man. So we got to make sure our garments and our eyes are clean before we speak. Okay, so let me keep going, Slakia. It says, you hypocrite, first take the log out of your own eye, and then you will be able to see clearly to take the speck out of your brother's eye. Do not give what is holy to dogs. They will only turn and attack you. Do not throw your pearls in front of pigs. Right? So don't give something that's so precious to dogs. To dogs meaning those is void of the light of the Lord, right? They'll turn and attack you. It says, do not throw your pearls in front of pigs. Those is synonymous to those that don't believe too. Unbelievers and stuff, right? Don't throw the knowledge of the Lord before evil doers, right? Wicked doers, right? It says, do not throw your pearls in front of pigs. They will only trample them underfoot. And that's how a lot of these wicked doers do, right? A lot of these wicked doers do that. They trample the names of the Lord. They trample the truth, right? So let's go to Ephesians 4:22. Then we're going to get Colossians 3:9. And I'm going to bring out the definition. Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect out there. To don't be stumbling blocks. Make sure we know what we saying. Make sure we going over the elder apostles videos. Make sure we, stand in tune, stand in that rhythm, stand in that musical rhythm that only Yahweh Shem Yahushua is playing, man. Because once we get off tune, hey, it'd be hard to catch back up. That's just spiritual talk. To those out there that that might feel like they done got off tune of the beat, hey, catch back up and get back on tune, man. Catch back up. All right. Ephesians 4 and 22, Salakia. All right, Ephesians 4 and 22. So get rid of your old selves. Let me say that again. So get rid of your old self, which made you live as you used to. So get rid of your old self. Deny that flesh, man. Beat that flesh down. KO that flesh, man. Right? Decapitate the flesh. Keep it away. Keep it away from you, man. Right? Don't let yourself be a stumbling block. Don't let your self be a stumbling block, and you don't be a stumbling block to your people, right? Meaning the elect on the side. Lord willing, we probably elect number. So let me keep going. So get rid of your old self, which made you live as you used to. The old self that was being destroyed by its deceitful desires. So don't destroy yourself. Don't be a stumbling block to yourself, and don't be a stumbling block to your elect members. They could be hopeful potential elect members, and Lord willing, we are elect members, right? So because a lot of the stuff we did when we was in the world before we came to the truth was of our own desires, and what did it do? Did it help you? Or did it hinder you? I always look at that spiritually. I always think about that spiritually. And shalom, shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Kakadash Barakatah Shamar Al Thumb Barakathum. Right. All right. That's the spirit, brother. Because I was gonna bring that precept out. That Colossians 3:9. I actually got that lined up. So the brother on Zakar Taziyawan got Isaiah 8:15. And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken. So many of our people gonna be falling, snared, taken how? Spiritually. Taken, when I say spiritually, like the idols gonna get them, right? This place gonna get them, this realm, right? They gonna lose. They ain't gonna think about the spiritual. The spiritual ain't on their mind as we speak, right? So I just wanted to say that. Let me keep going. Beautiful precept, brother. Verse 23. Your hearts and minds must be made completely new, right? According to Acts 3:9. Repent and be converted, right? Your hearts and minds must be completely renewed. It's like your hearts and minds must be made completely new. And you must put on the new self, which is created in Yahweh's likeness and reveals itself in a true life that is upright and holy. Right? So we got to be walking like we talking, man. Then verse 25. No more lying, then. Each of you must tell the truth to the other believer, because we are all members together in the body of Mashiach. If you become angry, do not let your anger lead you into sin, and do not stay angry all day. So we got to make sure, man, we are always working parts within Yahweh body, man. Right? We can't be too rusted, right? For better words, because what happens in a machine, if it get rusted, something happens with the bolts. Right? We can't be rusted, right? We gotta always make sure we being truthful, being trustworthy within this truth, man. Actually being what Yahweh Shem Yahshua wanted us to be. So I got that, and then let's go to Colossians 9, even though the brother brought it out on the comment board, and I was gonna get it. I was gonna get to this. Gonna be my last precept that I was gonna get. So that was the spirit. All right, to be not stumbling blocks to your people, right? Colossians 3:9. Do not lie to one another, for you have put off the old self with its habits. So you gotta let go of this place. To grow, let go of Babylon. To be part of the elect, Lord willing, you gotta show the Lord, right? You might have a ticket right now to get a chariot, and you gotta go grab a hold of that ticket, right? It's just a spiritual conversation. Right? You gotta go buy your ticket, man. Let me keep going slow here. Verse 10, and have put on the new self. This is the new being which Yahweh is creator. Is constantly renewing in his own image. So Lord's he constantly, get us right within his journey. He constantly is on us if we part of the elect, right? Like how your parents constantly always on you to make sure you're doing good in school, for better words, when you was in the school plantations. Hey, that's how the Heavenly Father's on us, man. To make sure we stand where we need to stay, to make sure we still within his orders, to make sure we are still following instruction, right? Yeah, we gonna get chastised because he loves us, but other than that, he want to see if we still gonna be following instructions, following that wisdom, right? All right, renewing in his own image in order to bring you to a full knowledge of himself. Verse 11. As a result, there is no longer any distinction between Gentiles and Jews, because we are the Gentiles, which we was all once Gentiles, and we came into the truth, right? We came out of Gentile ways, so eventually all our people gonna be no longer looking at each other as, oh, I'm a Jew or you're a Gentile. We're gonna be one, right? We're gonna be one big nation, man. All right, but things have to happen first before that one big nation be established. All right, between the Jews and Gentiles and Jews, circumcised and uncircumcised, because the Gentiles, the Israelites that was uncircumcised were Hellenized, so they didn't practice the customs, or they didn't know they was Israelites, right? And circumcised were the Israelites that were practicing in the law of the Lord and doing things that was supposed to accomplish the law of the Lord, right? Following instruction, for better words. Even though a lot of them were wicked and Pharisees and all that, but still, the point of the matter was that the Lord ain't gonna be having us be, oh, you was once a Gentile. He ain't gonna have us like that. He gonna have us in the fullness of himself, for better words. And Lord willing, I said that right. It says circumcised and uncircumcised, barbarians, savages, slaves, and free. But Hamashiach is all. Hamashiach is in all. You are the people of Yahweh. He loved you and chose you for his own. So then you must clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, which is another word for meekness, humbleness, right? Gentleness and patience. To be patient, to wait, or occupy, and for better words, when we occupy with patience. That we doing this job right. So when Yahweh Bashim Yahushua come, we can get that raise, man. Get that good job, you know. My faithful servant, you know. Lord willing, Yahweh at the top. So let me keep on. All right, so that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted to get. So let's get this definition for stumbling block. Because as I said, don't be a stumbling block to your people or yourself. Stumbling block is a noun, plural noun, stumbling blocks, right? And it's a circumstance that causes difficulty or hesitation. So don't be a stumbling block to yourself. You got an idea that the Lord will put the Spirit on you to make a video, make a video. Don't stumble in not making a video, because then when you procrastinate the video or procrastinate yourself, you ain't going to do it. All right, so you got a video come to mind, and you could be edified, or it could be edifying. Upload it. Go into it, brothers, and put it up. Right. Make sure you jump over a hurdle that could be stopping you from making that edifying video. Right. Because you never know, you could be warning another elect member about something, or about a stumbling block that you got over before you came to the truth. You know, you can just be bringing out testimonies, right? Because a lot of brothers have testimonies, and those testimonies are truthful, and those testimonies are stumbling blocks that brothers got over, right? To show you how Yahweh Bashim Yahushua move and groove, and how how he care for us, those that he love, right? So again, let's get the similars. Obstacle, right? So we need to be able to overcome those obstacles of even ourselves, our own hills and hurdles, or y'all own hills and hurdles. And you got hurdle, barrier, hindrance, a thing that provides resistance, delay, or obstruction to something or someone. So we got to stop the hindrance on ourselves and on other brothers and sisters. They could be hopeful elect members, but to speak truth, right, and be all in all what Yahweh Bashim Yahushua wanted us to be, right? And you got impediment. right? Disadvantage, so don't put yourself in a disadvantage, right? Difficulty, don't put yourself in a difficult situation or problematic situation or issue. Don't fall to a weakness that where you could have been strong in it as, right? So yeah, that's all I wanted to get. Lord willing, this is edifying. Just don't be a stumbling block to yourself or your people, but to be exactly what Yahweh Shem Yahushua wanted you to be able to get over obstacles and hurdles, even if it was before you came into the truth, or even while you in the truth. Like if you in the truth and you don't pray as much, and that could be a stumbling block for you, start praying more. If you're Israelite in this truth and you don't you ain't actually be taking the time out to read the Hebrew, start reading the Hebrew and then ask questions to add on, right? So just certain bits and pieces. So just for edification's sake. So Lord willing, just edifying to the hopeful elect out there, to don't be a stumbling block to yourself or the potential elect out there, man. With that, call Halal Imla, Allahanda wa Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Harach Kodash. All praise to Heavenly Father, who the Word can calls God, in the name of His only begotten Son, who the Word can call Jesus Christ, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the elder apostle, elder bishops of great millstones through well. Peace and blessings to hopeful elect. I'm your brother Gadal Gabar Yahweh, with service of Yahweh Yahweh Shah, a branch out here in Wisconsin.